So in this set of videos, I'm going to try to explain what variance in mathematics means. So in English, we can just think of variance by its raw word vary, which is how much something changes. And to explain this, I'm going to look at an example of 3 students and their scores on exams. So let's say that these students have taken 3 exams so far. And student A scored a 4, a 4, and a 4 out of 10 on their exam. Student B scored 4, 5, and 3. Student C scored 4, 7, and 1. So to start, let's go ahead and plot this out. So student A here I'm going to use scaling of 2 on our y-axis. So student A scored a 4, a 4, and a 4. Let's look at student B. Student B scored 4, 5, 3, and whoops. Student C scored 4, 7, and 1. So my goal is to try to predict what these students will score on their next exam, on exam number 4. So a good way to start is to take the average. Perhaps the average of A will be a good predictor for what the test score on number 4 is. So to do this, to make things clear, I'm going to call this point, I'm going to give it a variable name, little a 1, little a 2, little a 3. This one is B1, little b2, b3, C1, C2, C3. So first, let's find the average and use to predict test 4. So for A, the average, and this is a common notation, A bar. So the bar on top means the average. And so for us, it's going to be A1, A2, A3 over how many there are, 1, 2, 3, 3. This equals 4, 4, 4 divided by 3, which equals 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 4 is 12. 12 divided by 3, which equals 4. So the average of A is 4. Let's do the average of B. So 4, 5, and 3. And I skipped the writing out B1, B2, and B3, but you can assume that I wrote that a little bit higher. All right, so this equals 4 plus 5 is 9, plus 3 is 12, over 3, oh, we've seen this before, that equals 4. The average of B is 4. What's the average of C? C1 is 4, plus 7, plus 1, divided by 3. 4 plus 7 is 11, plus 1 is 12. And again, we've seen this before. The average of C is 4. So the average for all three is equal to 4. But now let's go back and look at our plots. So for A, it's 4 every time. I'm pretty confident that test score 4 is going to be 4. So using the average is going to be a good predictor for test score A, or for student A. For student B, we go up and then down, 4, 5, 3. I'm not too confident that using the average of 4 is a good predictor for what the next test score is going to be. And C is even worse. Look, we jump all the way up to 7, down to 1. I have really no idea what their fourth test score is going to be. But I'm going to use the average. I'm going to use the average to predict test score 4. So for all three of these, my prediction is going to be 4. So now, what's the goal? And this is to find variance. Our goal is to find a metric, which just means a number. So a single number. I'm going to cut myself off here. Find a metric or a number that expresses how good a predictor the average of a population, and population just means a group of numbers. So for A, our population is A1, A2, A3. For B, our population is B1, B2, B3. Same for C. Our population is C1, C2, C3. So find a metric that expresses how good a predictor the average of a population is. So that's our goal, and we'll get into this in the next video.